Shy again. Today we are going to be reading 2 books. The title of this one is titled The Underwear Wolf. So it's like the werewolf. Okay, so werewolf, but the underwear is joined together. So it can't be like the wear is joined together. So underwear wolf. Get it? Illustrated by Letizia Rizzo by Claire Helen Welsh. Let's read the blurb. Stitch is not like other children. He's a werewolf more than anything. He wants his own park to knit for, but will they see past his super stretchy underwear? Oh no, I have no clue. Chapter 1. Right from the beginning, Stitch knew he was different. He had 2 eyes like the other children. Yet he had a nose and hair on his head like the other children too. But Stitch had a secret. When the full moon shone in the night sky, his feet became furry, hair sprouted all over his hands, his voice grew deep and growly, but because Stitch was a werewolf. Oh no. On the full moon, Stitch wasn't tucked up in bed reading a story like the other children. He was outside exploring. On the full moon, Stitch wasn't sound asleep, dreaming of bouncy castles and fluffy rabbit tails. He was racing through the forest and chasing beetles and fireflies. In the daylight, even in the daylight, Stitch stood out. He tried going to school at once, but he didn't really fit in, so Stitch spent his days all by himself. He loved knitting and stitching. He designed the most marvelous scarves. He darned the most fabulous socks. He knitted the most spectacular jumpers. But there's only so many knitted scarves and jumpers. One werewolf can wear. Stitch often dreamed for a friend who raced and chased and knit for. Then one moonlight night, then one moonlit night, he heard one. Stitch couldn't believe his luck. He raced through the forest as fast as his furry legs could carry him. It wasn't long before he found exactly what he was looking for. But Stitch didn't just find one werewolf, he found a whole pack. Hi, I'm Stitch. It's nice to meet you. But his new friends weren't so sure. Why are you wearing clothes? They giggled. You're supposed to take them off, they chuckled. How cute, he made them himself, they laughed. It seems that Stitch had a lot to learn about being a werewolf. Oh no. It's kind of like teasing him. Do you know how to prowl? The werewolves ask. Do you know how to owl? They ask. Howl? They ask again. Have you been part of a pack before? They said. Stitch had to admit he didn't and he hadn't. You're pretty weird for a werewolf. The pack sniggered, and a flash of fur, bushy tails ran off together into the forest. Lonely tear rolled down Stitch's cheek. They shrugged him back to his den. He shrugged back to his den, all on his own. He was so excited he didn't even notice the pack coming for him. Aren't you coming? The werewolf asked. We never leave a wolf behind, even if they're a bit embarrassing. Stitch spent the whole month learning everything he needed to know for the next full moon. He had daily prowling practice. Gotcha! He had evening howling lessons. Yep. He learned lots of new things. But the other werewolves still weren't sure about him. They teased him a bit too. See, I told you about teasing. Stitch didn't mind though, because nothing made him happy. In his spare time, he snipped and stitched and knitted just as before. When the next full moon rose high in the night sky, Stitch was careful to remember everything he had learned. He met the other werewolves in a special clearing in the forest. Hello everyone, sorry I'm so late, he called. And this time he was wearing nothing whatsoever, nothing except some super stretchy knitted underwear. What kind of werewolf wears patterned pants? The werewolf teased. Stitch looked around. He was the odd one out again. All of the werewolves had already taken their clothes off and put them into their neat little piles, being careful to tuck their shoes and their socks into their shoes. Why didn't your underwear tear when you transformed? Weren't they puzzled? Stitch told them about his special stretchy wool and instead on keeping his underwear warm. Who knows where he could end up? Under the silver starlit sky, the werewolves raced through the forest. Stitch kept up all the way, and when they played hide and seek, he found them all in record time. It's those stretchy pants. They're giving me giggles, said one wolf to another. The werewolves were having so much fun they didn't even notice the first rays of daylight rising on the horizon. The big, bright beams of sunshine trickled through the leafy forest. And at that very moment, the pack began to change. The fur on their feet disappeared. The hair on their hands vanished. The voices were no longer deep and growling, but sweet, light and childlike. Of course, there was a very, very big problem. They had no idea where they were, and without their werewolf senses, they couldn't find their clothes anywhere. Poor wolves. This is good. Oh no, not again, the werewolf wailed. This time Stitch didn't mind being the odd one out. Instead, he felt rather snug, chilly, but smug. You never know when you're going to end up, he smiled. Suddenly, his super stretchy knitted pants didn't seem like such a bad idea. Maybe all the werewolves need a pair. That month, Stitch snipped and stitched and knitted more than ever before. Next time, the silvery round moon appeared in the high sky. The pack was prepared. Hip hip hooray for Stitch, they cheered. Stitch had to admit they were his wildest designs yet. The underwear-wolves, again, celebrated with a party. They danced in the undergrowth and sang among the fireflies. They told anyone who would listen about Stitch and his stretchy pants. Stitch was so happy. He danced and sang, and then... "Ow!" he howled. "You can howl," the pack cheered, and everyone smiled, but Stitch's smile was the biggest. Finally, he was part of a pack who loved him, and he loved them too, maybe even more than knitting. Ow! 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 The end. Time for the next book. So many books. I'm not sure of his surname, so let's just say by Tom. Tilda tries again. Tilda's world is just as she liked it. She's hula hooping. She had her friends, her books, and her toys. Everything was just right until one day, Tilda's world turned upside down. Can you even see? Yeah, it's upside down. Because, yeah. Dun dun dun. All of a sudden, everything was topsy-turvy and nothing felt right anymore. Things had at once seemed simple, now felt incredibly difficult. Tilda didn't feel like seeing her friend. In fact, she didn't feel like doing anything. Everything seemed just too hard. Eventually, Tilda just gave up and decided to do nothing. Then one day, Tilda saw a ladybird stuck on its back. Its tiny legs waggled in the air. "Poor little thing," she said. "You're all topsy-turvy, just like me." As Tilda tried to work out how to help, the ladybird wriggled and struggled. It was no use. Tilda's heart sank. But then, the ladybird tried again, and again, and again, and again, and again, until at last it flew free. Aw, cute, a ladybird. Tilda thought about this. The ladybird hadn't given up. Not so neither would she. She found her toy blocks and tried building something. It worked. Tilda started to feel better. After that, she tried reading her favorite funny book and laughed until her tummy ached. Then she went out to play in the garden. Everything still felt strange, but Tilda tried her very best. And the more Tilda tried, the more she found she could do. Although there was one thing that still felt too hard. Tilda paused at the edge of the park and watched her friends. She almost left, but Tilda remembered the ladybird. Could she be brave? Could she keep trying? Tilda decided that she could. And it was the best decision she ever made. Even though her world was still a little topsy-turvy, Tilda felt she could cope. Well, from that day on, whenever Tilda's world felt a bit wobbly, she just tried her best. And if that didn't work, Tilda tried again! Woo! The end. Thank you for listening. Please follow me for more videos. Thank you. Bye. Thumbs up, everyone. It's Aisha's channel.